Okay, let's finish up our 11.4 notes by talking about how can we visualize these simultaneous confidence intervals that we get from the Tukey HSD analysis. So basically what you can do is you can write your groups in order from the lowest sample mean to the highest. So if we look back at our data from our prior question, notice that the sample means right here, maybe I could use a different color to make that easier. The sample means they actually go in order that is listed. So the control was the smallest, the agency was the next, and the with experience was the highest. So what we'd want to do when we write up our final analysis here is we would write them in that order. We would write control first, then with agency, and then with experience. And then what it says is to draw a line underneath any groups whose confidence interval for the difference in means includes 0. Because what that does is it says, and it's like a visual way of indicating to your reader very quickly, that the means of those groups are so close together that we can't tell them apart. Like these right here, we decided for in our prior question, these might actually be the same. They might not be, but they're so definitely so close together that we can't rule it out. And then what we can see again with a very quick glance is the with agency or the with experience was so much higher than the other two that we really truly believe that that one is higher. Okay, so let's do one where we create something like that on our own. So earlier in chapter 11, we learned that the three economic groups differed in how much sleep they typically get in one night. And that might make you think about how much money you make and how that could affect how you sleep at night. So a challenge posed by observational studies is the confounding factor, and in here it would be age. So here we have an Anova test showing the three economic groups and how they differ by their mean age. So we want to write down the groups in order of lowest mean age to the highest mean age and underline the groups for which the difference in means is statistically insignificant. What can we conclude about the age and the economic group? Okay, so we're not actually going to stat crunch in this one. We're just going to do that post-hoc procedure. So they've already done the test. They've already found out that there is some difference going on here, and now we're doing the part where we say, okay, what is different exactly? So we look at our sample means, and it looks like, again, these actually go in order from smallest to largest. So I would write lower, middle, and then upper. And then I would look down at their confidence intervals down here. So it looks like the only one that includes 0 is this one. Like these are both positive, these are both positive. So it's this one right here that goes from negative to positive. And this one is lower subtracted from middle. So if I take middle minus lower, it's possible that I get 0. So what that then tells me is that it's possible that the middle is equal to the lower. So what I'd want to do is I'd want to underline those two. So what that tells us, it says, what can we conclude then, just by a quick analysis here, about these age group and economic groups? So I would say something like, we can conclude that the upper class, or the upper, not class, but upper income group is older than the other two groups. Again, this is all on average. However, there is not enough evidence, not here anyway, to show any real difference in the average age of the lower and middle income groups. And again, basically what happens is this quick image, quick little write-up, kind of sort of takes place of all of this. You can get the same point across in that very quick visual. Someone can look at this up here and tell exactly what you're trying to say without having to read, a couple paragraphs worth of writing. So that's why it's nice.